Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh. I sell you stuff on eBay. We are at home today instead of the storage unit. Usually I show you guys what's sold at the storage unit, but the last few times I've been there, actually the last 3 times I've been there, there's been somebody else in their storage unit doing some stuff, and it's just weird for me and them to film in there. So I haven't been filming there the last couple of times. But anyways, thought I'd bring everything home, kind of do old school like we used to do, put it out here on this table, show you guys what's sold here. It is a Monday. It's actually Christopher Columbus Indigenous People Day. So yeah. What's going on? Don't need to mail this out today, but I want to get it all packed up, kind of stay on my normal routine. I'm not taking the day off necessarily, but yeah, we're still just going to do things like normal. We got 50 some orders, very good weekend of sales going out. Very happy with this. A lot of CDs, some good amount of sewing machine parts, not very much miscellaneous out here, but a little bit. But anyways, I'm going to show you guys everything real quickly, and yeah, let's do that. Okay, before I get started, there were some things I shipped out this morning that were here. I thought I was going to film the storage unit, wouldn't need to show them, but there was like 5 or 6 78 records that went out, 2 CDs that were stored here, and then 1 Halloween costume. But besides that, all the 50 some items fit on the table besides those. So, first off, we got this lot of Pokemon cards. These are all Pikachus. There's like 24 of these. I ran a little auction on these. I don't remember what I got. You can see up on the screen, but oh, I dropped one already. Just a bunch of different Pikachus, mostly modern stuff. So yeah, let's pick up this one we dropped. Ugh. This is what I'm going to show you guys how to ship out today is a Pokemon card. I don't think I've showed you how I ship cards out, but these are from that big lot that I bought just a while back. I paid $80 for everything. There's still some more that I've not sold, and 2 more that I've sent off for grading. Waiting to get those back. Most of these are in really bad shape though. Like this one right here. Unfortunately, is not in that good a condition. Better condition. Would have got some more money. Yeah, this Scyther's in really bad shape too. Yeah, it's really great to see these vintage Pokemon. Priced them kind of at the lower end because of their condition and sold through most of them. So really glad to see that. Great Pokemon sales. So yeah. Let's start with CDs. I'm going to go fairly quickly because we got a lot of stuff here. Mississippi Chic, Stop and Listen. This is, like I've said before, Yazoo. Good publisher to be on the lookout for. Anything Japanese or Chinese usually does good. Here we got Japanese Kabuki Rock. This buyer got 2 CDs. I'll show you the other one here in a second. Here's a lot of 4. These are all by Paul Schieffel from Learning Strategies. This came in that big book trailer load that I bought recently, the last one I bought. Sounds of Halloween. A lot of these up sold them together. They've been listed, I think I listed these like back in December of last year, and now they just now sold. It's the time of year for Halloween stuff. This is kind of a cool color, lenticular. Local H, here comes the Zoo. Who knows? Some Cambodian stuff. Bollywood, something else good to always be looking at. Things of Beauty. As you notice, most of these don't have barcodes. Those are usually the better ones. Here's a Bolivia CD. I've sold a bunch of these. I probably should have lotted them up because there was a bunch of different volumes. I didn't have a complete set or anything. Mavi. I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it's Mavi. I actually looked at some of this music. It's been really good. So yeah, might check that out. Clarence Williams, QRS. Masters of the Delta Blues. I believe this is another Yazoo. Those were going out to the same buyer. Also this one and the other Japanese one were going to the same buyer. We've got Yuna. And last but not least, things aren't like they used to be. Another Yazoo. Been a very good publisher for me. So yeah, we got those going out. Here's a whole bunch of Wii games. There's also a lot of disc-only games in here. That bundle is going out to a buyer. Actually really happy with that, so pretty good. These are all worth less than $7 plus shipping a piece. I mean, these are your, shuffled. Terrible games. We'll just say that. 1 8-track, Diana Ross, All the Greatest Hits. And 1 cassette, The Pops Go West. So we got cassettes, 8 tracks, CDs, and records going out. I'm missing a vinyl record. It's in the car. I'll pop it up on the screen here. We had 1 record that sell at the storage unit. I know it's in the car, so we'll get that later. The History of Early Russia, Land of Muscovy. It's 1 book going out. Next one, I wish this thing had been in a little bit better shape. It's really sun faded, not in the best shape. I got $55 for it in this condition. Shotgun for Hire by Glenn Shirley, University of Oklahoma Press. That's one of the publishers I look for a lot and find a lot in this area, as I am in Oklahoma. Party Time by the Tulsa County Extension Homemakers. Just one of these spiral cookbooks. There's none of them listed. I usually list them at $15 plus shipping unless there's something special about them. Nothing special here though. And then the last book we got is The Federal Reserve Operation and the Money and Government Security Markets by Robert Rosa from the Federal Reserve Bank. So yeah, those are the books we got going out. Not a lot of books, but I haven't listed a lot of books lately. Magazine lot, Architectural Digest. Weird magazines are worth looking up. Those were barely worth listing, but I still did. One piece of fabric. Still a lot of fabric lists in the store. The sales on it has slowed down dramatically. Hoping they pick up going into the winter months, but I don't know. A few sewing machine parts. We got needle clamp, slide plate, some little knob for turning something. One of these foot pedals that I'm sure you've seen me sell at least a half a dozen times. Little crank knob off of something. This is a motor. This motor needs rebuilt. This is off an old Model 15. These motors do good. Really good if they're working. This one needs rebuilt. This motor is working off of a brother machine. And then we got some computer boards. These going all out to the same buyer. Buyer bought all this stuff here. So yeah, that's all the sewing machine parts. Not going to spend a lot of time on that. If you're interested in it, go see the video I've got about taking apart sewing machines. Yeah, been very, very profitable. One part to a stove going out. This has been listed a long time. Parts and pieces like this can be very slow sellers, but if you're willing to wait, just be patient. The buyer's going to come along and they're willing to buy it. As long as you have the best price on it, it will sell once that buyer comes along. 3 hats. What's this, like a BMW M5? Little kid's Winnie the Pooh. And then one Hurley hat going out. So that all just went, oh, we just sold another 78. Yeah, let's put that on the screen too. We got this wall sconce going out. I have 2 of these listed with the quantity too. Hoping the buyer would get both of them, but only got one, unfortunately. But oh, still glad for that sale. I just was hoping they would sell together. One typewriter, the buyer did want some more pictures of this before I shipped it out. So I'm going to do this. I sold this one as not working, because as you can see, the keys are sticking. Doesn't look like it's honestly in that bad a shape. The keys are dirty. But yeah, so sold that. And last but not least, also for parts, this Makita drill. These old 12-volt batteries, nickel cadmium. They just never work. The drill's probably fine. The batteries are what's wrong. Although honestly, I got like $10 plus shipping for this. Usually the best bet is pulling up the charger, just selling the charger, and just getting rid of the rest of it. Anyways, that's everything here. I think I'm going to go show you guys my death pile today, the stuff that I have not yet listed. So I think that's what we're going to do next, because it got really out of hand there for a while, but it's finally coming back. Finally doing good. So I just overbought there for a couple months, but I'm going to go show you guys that, and then I'm going to show you guys how to ship a Pokemon card. So let's do that. All right, so a lot of the stuff in the shed is stuff that we need to list. So we're just going to start over here. Sewing machine base. Thinking about parting this one out. Usually I just sell the bases for $40 to a guy locally. And that one's kind of locked up. I've just been meaning to get to it. My plan is to do this on Friday. Usually Fridays I deal with something that's been sitting here forever, like this stack of books and this. So this is kind of the plan for Friday. Deal with that. Fridays are my days to deal with stuff I don't deal with. We got one sewing machine here. That's the next one I'm going to be working on. And then I've got all of these sewing machines here. I don't know, there's probably 50 sewing machines or so here. But yeah, this is just kind of stuff that I'm slowly getting through. Most of this came from that purchase where I bought the like 90 sewing machines for $100. A lot of these in really bad shape with a lot of rust, as we can see here. But they've been doing really good. But anyways, probably 50 sewing machines. Got this one slot machine here. It is not fully functional. I need to part it out. Just haven't got to it forever. So yeah, Here we got these three boxes. These are all old frames with like the bubble glass. They're worth listing, getting to them soon. And then above, we got just a couple like small china pieces. And one little china back there. Also keep a lot of shipping supplies out here that's just kind of overstocked. Yeah, before we go in, let's look to the left. These two totes. This is part of the consignment deal I do with my uncle. This is all I have left of his stuff. Honestly, there's less than a day's worth of work here. And I like to do all his stuff on one day. And whenever I get less than a day's worth of work, I just kind of quit working on it until I go get more. So that's kind of what we got going on here. Less than a day's worth of work. So I'm just saving it until I get the next load of his stuff. Here we got 3 totes of clothing. My wife takes a bunch of clothing to a consignment shop here in town that's not worth selling. And this is what we're going to take here. Next month, that should all be gone. Not a big deal. This thing, my dad found this. I believe that Amazon delivery drivers use these. I think it probably fell out of their vehicle. But it's full of sewing machines and more sewing machines on top. So yeah. Anyways. This big pile and this tote right here is all stuff for the next garage sale that we're going to have. Stuff not worth listing individually or something I don't want to ship. So we got all that. What do we got here? CDs. We got that bit of CDs and then 2 of these totes back in this pile are full of CDs. And that's all we have left from the giant CD buy. I'm just doing those slowly as basically I've got somebody that comes and takes photos of them. And just as she can work, I just leave them there so that she's always got something that she can do. Instead of me spending time doing photos of those, I focus on other things that I can do more. Most of these totes on the ground right here, you see a bunch of them. 2 of them are CDs, and then the rest of them are all Harley parts. As you can see, we got a bunch of seats up here, over there. There's like half a dozen seats here. Those are all Harley parts for the most part. There are some other things like this clear tote is random, and this tote is just miscellaneous DVDs and CDs and media that's not worth selling individually. I'm just kind of waiting until I get enough there to make a good size lot. So that's what we've got there. Harley parts, Harley parts. Then over here, we've got this pallet stacked high with totes. So these are just totes of miscellaneous stuff that most of it should be good for eBay. So what I'm doing when I do miscellaneous stuff is I take like 3 or 4 totes inside and I just list stuff until it all combines down into one tote. Because there's always something I don't want to deal with that day, or maybe I'm setting aside for lots or something like that. And that's kind of how I deal with that. Most of these totes are the tote that has been left over after I've taken 4 and combined them down to 1. But I need to kind of do that process again. So most of this is not the greatest stuff because I probably would have listed it the first time I went through it. But yeah, each of these totes really represents what started out as probably 4 or 5 totes, and I kind of combined them down to 1. But I need to do that with these totes. Okay, we'll see over here. There's a whole Childcraft lot here. I need to deal with that. These are 8 tracks that need sorted into bundles, basically. No idea what's in that tote down there. There's 2 totes here that need dealt with. And then there's some music on top in magazines that probably are just garbage I need to look at. And up here, the very last thing we have is these are all books that I'm saving for book lots. Most of these are like mass market media paperbacks, like romance novels and things like that, where I'm going to fill up a small Lowe's box. But I just haven't dealt with it yet. So what's the plan for this week? Let's think about it. So this week, I think we're really going to try and focus on these sewing machines. I want to get this whole garbage, this whole like trash can of sewing machines done, at least clear that space out. And then from there, we're going to be working on Harley parts. And that's really what the focus is going to be this week. Spend a day or 2 on sewing machines, definitely get this trash can done, hopefully work on the workbench a little bit. Then from there, we're going to transition to Harley parts, try and get through as many of those as possible. Notice I'm completely ignoring this vacuum cleaner because I don't like doing vacuums. I put them off to the side. There's good money, you can get great money in them, but for some reason, I don't know, always put them off to the side. So yeah, that's the plan this week. Sewing machines, Harley parts, do a few CDs if my worker can, and then after that, once we get to Friday, we're going to finally tackle this thing that's been sitting here forever. But anyways, that's my death pile. Let's go ship a Pokemon card. All right, guys, I'm going to show you real quickly how we ship a Pokemon card. We got this, what is this? Base set Chansey going out here, so pretty cool. Vintage card. So what I do is first I put them in just one of these little penny sleeves, just a little sleeve. From there we go into a top loader. And then any card that is under $20, I'm just going to put in one of these mailing envelopes. They're cardboard, and ship them out eBay standard envelope. If it's over $20, what I'm going to do is put a little bit of bubble wrap on it. Just keep up here. Stick it in one of these 7x4x4 boxes. That's going to protect it a little better and ship it out that way. You could stick it in a bubble mailer, but I just usually don't bother with that because we're already talking $20 cards. And the price just goes up from there. So if you need supplies, they're in the description below. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.